Hey there, fellow vintage toy aficionados. Welcome back. David Eon here with another virtual video showcase, this time taking a look at the original Matchbox Pee-Wee Herman dolls. Both versions are here, talking and non-talking, made by Matchbox in 1988. Yes, it was that long ago. You got old, ladies and gentlemen. 1988. 18 inches tall and fully posable, or so it claims. And you see right here, it says posable arms and legs. Emphasized again on this figure. My arms and legs are posable. And they're posable by means of wires. There are wires running through the inside of the soft-bodied doll. He has vinyl hands and a vinyl head and vinyl feet, but the rest of him is soft, with wires running throughout. There are no joints. So that's how he is posable. Kind of. Kind of, because I have handled this loose. I don't have a loose one, for example, right now, but I have. My son used to watch this show, my youngest son. Actually, my youngest and my middle boy have watched the episodes on disc, because we didn't have cable. I had a huge collection of DVDs with, I guess you could say, parent-approved viewing, me being the parent. And Pee-Wee Herman was one of the shows that I would allow for them to be watching. And my youngest had a loose version of the non-talking doll and a cherry, because there are other figures, or dolls if you will, in the deluxe series. Rudimentary likeness, of course, of Paul Rubin, who passed away not too long ago. But that's close enough. It's actually not a bad sculpt considering. And again, the talking version, they are virtually identical, with the exception that one talks and one does not. And he is still functional, the talking version. Pull string talker, no electronics. And we will be testing him out here in a moment. Large boxes, these boxes are sealed, and in the case of the talking version, there is a hole cut out in the back for you to basically destroy the toy in the toy store, which often happened with pull string talkers. They'd get worn out in the toy store and then they didn't freaking work, because little kids would pull them a million times and they were rough. Anyways, Matchbox doing pull string talkers. Not too long ago, I did a video showing my Matchbox Freddy Krueger talking doll. This was a popular thing in the late 80s. Late 80s, very early 90s. A lot of talkers were made. Kenner did it. Obviously, Matchbox did it. There's a talking Beetlejuice out there, a talking Ed Grimley. You get the idea. There's a lot of talking stuff that was done in this scale at that time period. Very nostalgic. Very nostalgic. I'm a fan of the show. They did Paul wrong, because as soon as he got in trouble, they canceled his show without knowing if he did anything or not. And although he pled guilty, he later said that he pled guilty because he really didn't have much of a choice, but that he really didn't do anything. He had to plead guilty in order to get out of worse charges. Taking a look at the price tag really quickly before we pull this out. It's got a Sears price tag. Original price $21.99. Now $11. $11. And that is the non-talking version. And when it's a small price tag like this one, in a place that doesn't really mess up the artwork or anything on the box, I kind of like that because it adds some history to the toy. The talking version doesn't have his price tag. I would have liked to have seen it. We'll go ahead and start rotating these boxes around, and then we'll get to the talking portion. Pull out the non-talker first. See, and it specifies, it lets you know. Non-talking Pee-Wee Herman. Don't buy this and expect it to talk and then get mad and want to bring it back. See, it says your pal Pee-Wee Herman on the top there. A little note pinned up. Your pal Pee-Wee Herman. And there's your information on the bottom. Official Pee-Wee brand. Proof of purchase. You know, the whole Pee-Wee's Playhouse thing, I believe it started as like a sort of a Broadway production. He would do this on stage. I forget if he did that before or after the Pee-Wee Herman show. I want to say before. There's Lawrence Fishburne as Cowboy Curtis. Very unique show. Says Pee-Wee Herman comes to you from where? From his Emmy award-winning TV show, Pee-Wee's Playhouse. This lively show has been credited with stimulating, imaginative, and creative thinking in a wholesome environment of wacky, playful, and zany characters. And then he says, hello, I'm Pee-Wee Herman, even though this one doesn't talk. And there's some other of the dolls that were made. Cherry, Billy Baloney, and Terry. Terry. Some of the action figures here in this collection. King of Cartoons, Miss Yvonne, Conky, Magic Screen. There's actually a bunch of figures. Jambi and the Puppet Land Band. And then the Playhouse itself. A little disclaimer there for adults to remove the ties and dispose of them. Some other images from around the Playhouse here. All around the box. Surface washable. Wipe gently with a damp cloth. Okay, I'll remember that. Won't have to worry about it because this will never be opened. As seen on TV. That's right. But now, of course, the moment you've all been waiting for. I'm sure you want to hear Pee-Wee in his own voice. I'll take a look at the box really quickly. Also as seen on TV here. No batteries required. No batteries required. I talk, see the back panel. Another little note from Pee-Wee. And it's not identical to the other box. They changed all the box art. Shows you a few of the phrases that he says for reference. Says each time you pull Pee-Wee's string, you'll hear one of his favorite expressions. You may hear the same one over and over again, but you'll hear one of his expressions. And typically these have like 6 that they do. Another warning for adults. Information on the fan club. Anybody want to join the fan club? Here's your big chance. More rigmarole about Pee-Wee Herman and his award-winning show. And there's the string, ladies and gentlemen. We're going to pull that string here in a moment. I'll let you see the bottom of the box. Now let's see what Pee-Wee has to say. You ready to talk, buddy? All right, that's the laugh. That's 1.
I love you.
I love you, that's 2.
I know you are, but what am I?
That's 3. We heard that one.
Hey, what's that? Major Lock.
4. Okay.
Hello, I'm Pee-Wee Herman.
That's 5. Got one more.
I love you.
Thank you, Pee-Wee, but we want to hear that last phrase.
I love you.
Okay.
I love you.
Oh, come on.
I know you are, but what am I?
Let's see if he's going to do it.
Ah!
There it is. That was number 6, is him screaming. Bit of a high pitch. That was me trying to slow it down to see if you could make it sound more normal. It doesn't always work. So there you go. 1988 Pee-Wee Herman, talking and non-talking versions of the Dolls. Fans of the show, anyone? I think it's a great show. You know, Weird Al Yankovic had a similar show. He had a similar show. I think his only lasted 1 season, though. Anyways, let me know what your thoughts are. Did you have this as a kid? Do you have this now? Do you remember watching this? Do you have the action figures? Most of the toys in the Pee-Wee Herman collection are still relatively reasonable as far as price. And I believe I showcased them in my 80s toys that are cheaper than modern counterparts video. If you haven't seen it, check it out. So let me know what your thoughts are in the comment section down below. Please do. Give the video a thumbs up if you got something out of it. I hope that you did. Share it if you can. Subscribe if you are new, and take a look at the other content. We are all in nostalgic culture here, ladies and gentlemen. And if that is it, then what more can I say but thanks for watching. And we will see you again soon.